What up, cuckolds? It's your boy the hater up in this mug. And oftentimes I get accused of being biased. A lot of people that don't know your boy get on this channel and they write comments like, there goes another WWE mark. Oh, if you like big men, why don't you go watch WWE? I prefer to here to be with my lovers, the tiny wrestlers, Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara. You get a lot of that when you're the hater, which is fine, but I figured for the people that aren't smart enough or haven't been around enough, that I'd set the record straight. Although this channel is obviously predicated upon hating on A-Dub, the fundamental truth is that I don't like anything that's happening in wrestling right now, barring a flagrant match here and there, an errant match here and there, anything like that. You know, if the match is interesting in a flagrant way where you're like, oh, this is going to be very show-offish, I can get behind it. And then of course there's the occasional match like, I wouldn't be turning down watching like Hammerstone versus Josh Alexander. I could see that being a good match. Haven't seen it, but I feel like it would be a good match, you know what I mean? So there you have it. So in order to correct these incorrect thoughts, the hater figured he'd do you one better, motherfuckers. And let me grab my mic here and use it. Even though it's like a little desk mic, I'm going to use it like it's like a hold it to your mouth mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mr. Kennedy! Kennedy, motherfuckers! Anyways, this is going to be 25 reasons why WWE totally sucks, alright? Just so people don't think that I'm biased. I hate both the companies equally. Well, that's not true. I hate AEW a bit more because, they have all these problems. Well, I don't know. Now it's probably equal because AEW got rid of CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and fucking, lent them to WWE, where, now they bring all those problems with them. So, with that being said, let's get to reason number 1. It's being run by Triple H. And Triple H sucks as a booker, motherfucks. Reason number 2, I just alluded to this. Their two top guys are CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, who are AEW guys and who, in my opinion, suck ass. So there you have it. Reason number 3, the logic behind who gets pushed does not make sense at all, right? In wrestling, things need to make logical sense. I can buy that, Nathan Frazier is, let's say he's better than Axiom. These are the two biggest examples I use, I feel like. Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Every fucking video, I talk about these two jobbers. But anyways, let's just say he's better than Axiom, right? Okay, fine. Now, if one day you decide that Axiom's gonna get pushed, I need to understand why Axiom is all of a sudden beating Nathan Frazier, right? These things have to make sense. Same thing, right? We have Gunther, and he's inexplicably good. It's not really clear why, right? He's not especially interesting or impressive in the ring, but for some reason, he is booked as being higher on the card than Bronson Reed, right? Which might be fair. I mean, Bronson Reed sucks too, but I think he's actually more interesting than Gunther. I mean, Gunther also only fights like midgets, right? He just fights like Sami Zayn. He fights like fucking Chad Gable. He's never fought like a guy his size, but it's not here nor there. The point is, a lot of times, these things don't make sense, right? So, like, for example, The New Day is composed of Xavier Woods, who's a King of the Ring winner, which, of course, is a detriment to his career. But they also have Kofi Kingston, a former WWE champion, and like 100-time mid-card champion, and like obviously they're both like 100-time tag team champions, right? In what world should these two have any problems beating AOP, who have achieved nothing, right? There has to be some consistency in the presentation. AOP is not this tag team that's been dominating for 5 years. They're a tag team that were reduced to being jobbers, and all of a sudden the jobber comes back and they're good all of a sudden, These things don't make any sense. Reason number 4, NXT is garbage, motherfucks. Reason number 5, Roman Reigns is gone, and he's basically the only star that wrestling has left. Reason number 6, the new bloodline is a bunch of complete nobodies that garner zero interest. You know what I mean? I read somewhere that WWE, I don't know how people even figured this out. Like, do they literally go and look at what trademarks WWE files? They filed a trademark for a name, Tala Tonga. Talla space Tonga, motherfucks. And one of the comments in the post was like, I soon expect Shorta Tonga to make his debut, right? And the hater wrote there, why don't we just hire someone named Jobber Fatu? Because Tala Tonga, whoever it is going to be a jobber, right? And they're saying it's Hikuleo It might be fucking Jacob Fatu, which would make no sense. But whatever, right? He's going to join the Bloodline probably, and I'm already bored of this guy. So I don't even know who it is, motherfucks. Reason number 7. Paul Heyman has been scared for 2 months. At this point, it's unreasonable. You can't be scared of someone for 2 months. You got to do something about it, right? Why does he keep associating with people that essentially bully him, right? What is he waiting for? Just stay home. You know, what are they going to do? Run up to your house and be like, come with us? He doesn't do anything for them. It's not like Paul Heyman is out there putting them over, or they don't need him at all. You know, like Roman Reigns needed him because he was the wise man, but, you know, they're not listening to Paul Heyman, so how is he the wise man anymore? He's just like the pussy boy now. He's just always scared. It's like this fat guy scared of other fat Samoans, you know? Whatever. Reason number 8. Michael Cole sucks worse than ever. I don't want to hear the Michael Cole got good once Vince left. That's complete bullshit. Nobody really believes that. Michael Cole is the same guy that would go like, spine buster, right? And the person would be doing like a power bomb. He'd be like, power bomb, and the person would be doing a spine buster. And then someone would do like an enziguri, he'd be like, enziguri, back of the head. Just like the smart busters would say, right? That's what Michael Cole is, and he's fine at doing that. However, now it's gotten to the point where he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, right? Like he mistakes Dragon Lee for Rey Mysterio. I think it's because he's essentially extremely bored, and he's like, oh great, I have to keep doing this so I can get my money, but this is fucking humiliating how bad this wrestling is, right? Reason number 9. They keep rotating the announcers, right? There's like the other Michael Coles. I don't know any of their names, right? They're always there for like 6 months. It's like Tom Phillips, the other guy. There's like a guy with a Scottish accent on NXT. Like, what the fuck are these people? You know what I mean? Just pick your dude. Pick your shit and stick with it, cucks. Reason number 10. They keep shoving Pat McAfee down our throats. You'd think that Pat McAfee is this like legit celebrity. He's not. Now, he's made something out of himself with his stupid little podcast, right? But as a result of this, one of the DLCs for the WWE 2K24 is the Pat McAfee pack, right? Where you get to play as Pat McAfee, AJ Hawk, right? I don't want to play as AJ Hawk. Why is AJ Hawk in a wrestling game? AJ Hawk is boring. Now, in the NFL, I was actually a huge fan of AJ Hawk. But I don't really like him anymore. He's kind of boring, you know? And Pat McAfee, in my opinion, is just like, he's so played out, it's not even funny. He's like this douchebag. Like, I don't believe that he was a good football player. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, he was in the Pro Bowl once. I don't give a fuck. He's a punter. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Good for him. But I don't like him anymore. He also talked some shit about Caitlin Clark, who I don't even know. But it pissed me off because it's like, all right, we get it, dude. You're clearly trying to make a name for yourself by talking some shit. But anyways, he keeps being pushed down our throat, and the hater doesn't like that either, cucks. Reason number 11. The roster is too big. Too many wrestlers in the roster, and that's never a good thing because people get lost in the shuffle. Reason number 12. Too many wrestlers do not speak English. All right? And reason 13. As a result, nobody is expected to cut promos. Reason 14. Consequently, nobody even tries to cut promos anymore. People just go out there and they just speak to the fans. They just cheer and then nobody cares. And then they say they pretend they're over. You know what I mean? Reason number 15. There is no predictability or continuity in how talent are used long term. What I mean by this is as follows. Today, Kofi Kingston could be a jobber, jobbing in the main event. Tomorrow, he could be in the main event, right? There's no consistency at all. Nobody is treated correctly, right? So a great example would be someone like Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was, you know, even though I will always believe that the first night of WrestleMania does not count as a main event, for the purposes of WWE, it does. So Sami Zayn was a WrestleMania main eventer 2 years ago. And now, last year, he said a storyline about how he doesn't know if he can beat Gunther. You know what I'm saying? Are you kidding me? Gunther, the mid-card champion? Sami Zayn is like a multiple-time mid-card champion, you know? And obviously, main eventing WrestleMania, quote-unquote, is much more prestigious than being, you know, a mid-card champion. So the fact that, like, he doubts himself is consistent with what I just said. That there's no predictability or continuity. Like, Sami Zayn could be the champion next year. Sami Zayn could be fired next year. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? Hopefully, it's the latter. You know what I'm saying? Reason 16. There is complete predictability on how the matches are going to turn out, right? No match anymore has that spark, right? Now it's like 99% of the matches are completely predictable and 1% are just swerves, right? There's no like actual long-term tangible booking where you see a heel and you're like, oh, I don't know who's going to win, the heel or the face. I have no idea, right? That never happens. Now it's either, okay, it's obvious who's going to win, or the opposite of that, 1% of the time happens, and it's presented as this like shocking moment comparable to like Taker and Lesnar, you know what I mean? And that's not good. That makes wrestling boring, all right? Reason number 17, there are no legends left. You all wished for it. You all wanted Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan to get pushed and not Kane and Big Show, and look at you now. There's no Kane, there's no Big Show, there's no legends. It's just a bunch of jobbers. That's why their ratings keep going down, because fundamentally, people like Kane will always be a draw, and people like, you know, fucking Andrade will never be a draw. It's really that simple. Reason number 18, the situation is so bad that they have to go to TNA to get interesting people. Well, the good thing is, in that Battle Royal on Tuesday, hopefully, I'm hoping like Eric Young makes an appearance, you know, something like that. Hammerstone, that would be nice. That's pretty much it. Josh Alexander, maybe, but really, I just want Hammerstone and Eric Young to get some exposure again. Nevertheless, that's how that is, and that's how that's going to be. Reason 19, there are too many commercials on Raw and SmackDown. Now, I don't have cable anymore, so I got like the Hulu Live TV, which is like the same thing as cable. You pay like $85 a month or whatever, and you just get all the channels, right? But the good thing about this is you can do all the DVR stuff, of course, but when you pause it, it shows you where the commercial breaks are. There's like 17 commercial breaks. You know what I mean? Like, no exaggeration. It's preposterous. It's like basically 1 hour is commercial breaks. And that is unacceptable. I'm talking about Raw, of course. Reason 20, the commercials happen at the most inopportune times. You know, you'd think, okay, they can do a commercial while, you know, the Awesome Truth enters the ring. They can do a commercial when, like, Ludwig Kaiser enters the ring, because nobody cares about this guy. We can maybe watch the match and enjoy ourselves. No. What usually happens is you see, like, a 3-4 minute entrance, and then as the person gets in the ring, Michael Cole says, oh, yeah, stay tuned, because after this we have the match. And the match starts. It goes for, like, 2 minutes. There's another commercial break. In the middle of the match, so you know nothing's gonna fucking happen during that time. Sometimes they do like the screen within a screen thing, but that's stupid. They do that, and then you know the match resumes on TV. One person loses 3 minutes later. This is like a 15-minute match, right? But you only get to see half of it. Which, think about how unacceptable that is. Like, just honestly, think about how unacceptable it is that you're watching this thing that's supposed to be presented as a sport, but they have a commercial in the middle of it. Just think about how, like, that deserves its own video. You know what I mean? Just this phenomenon. Imagine if you're watching like the NFL and they're like, oh, okay, kickoff, back, commercial break, you know, while the game is playing, right? That's why football is as whack as it is, with like, you know, every 10 seconds the clock has to stop so they can fit in commercial breaks. You think that's how the game was meant to be played? Absolutely not. The game was supposed to be like boom, 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 go, go, go. You know what I mean? But because we have to like make money, you know, someone throws a ball, no one catches it, they're like, commercial break, someone called a timeout, you know, fuck out of here. So wrestling is like that, but it's worse because it happens in the middle of the match, and that's unacceptable, like I just said. Reason number 21, there are commercials within the show, right? So you watch the commercials, and then once in a while, you'll see a segment on Raw, it'll be like Montez Ford eating like a chicken sandwich or something, and then like Angelo Dawkins comes and says, yo fam, what you eating there, dog? And then Montez says, what? I'm eating like the Burger King Smokehouse chicken. It wants the smoke, right? And then they'll start eating and dancing like idiots, right? And then like this is obviously a Burger King commercial, and then you'll hear like Michael Cole being like, ha ha ha, the Street Profits like to have fun. Yeah, they do, Maggle. You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. There's literally a commercial within the show, and they think we're too dumb to realize. Also, those cricket commercials where it's like Charlotte Flair's walking in the back, and then like a little green monster says, I want to be WWE champion. Charlotte Flair's like, you can't be. Cricket Mobile. You know, stupid ass shit like that. Reason number 22, everyone feels like a jobber. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody that I see, except for maybe Braun Breaker, right now, feels like a main eventer. Everyone else literally feels like a mid-card jobber. Like, Cody Rhodes, to me, does not feel like a main eventer. It feels like they're trying to make him feel like a main eventer, and they're miserably failing. Reason 23, which supports and massages Reason 22. WWE 2K24 has a roster of about 200 wrestlers, and I hate nearly all of them, aside from the Legends, of course. But I don't like playing as the Legends, because I played as the Legends 15 years ago when they were in wrestling, and I got, you know, WWF SmackDown, what was it called? SmackDown Layeth to SmackDown? I don't remember. Know Your Role. SmackDown 2, Know Your Role. Or even SmackDown 1, which was an awesome game. I played as these guys back then. You know, people are like, oh, we want to see an Attitude Era video game. Yeah, it's called WWE Warzone and WWE or WWF Warzone. WWF Attitude. It has all the wrestlers. I've played that ad nauseum when I was a kid on PS1. Or was it Sega? I know it came out for both, but I think I had it for PS1. Maybe it didn't come out for Sega. I don't think it could have because it was 3D. So anyways, I got it for PS1. I think it came out for computer and shit. So anyways, there you go. That proves it. Reason number 24. There are too many interchangeable female wrestlers, right? You get like Tatum Paxley, Isla Dawn. You don't need like 90% of these women. You can just get rid of them and then you have the 10 that remain, like go and have their matches, right? This is true for male wrestlers too, but more so for female wrestlers. Reason 25. There are too many small wrestlers. This is unacceptable, right? People really believed for a while, I told you all you were wrong, but people believed that Carmelo Hayes was going to be this big star. Well, look at him now. Look at you now. Smack him with a belt, right? He's out there with Randy Orton, who's making him look like the debutante that he is. They're like, oh, Carmelo Hayes is great in the ring. I saw a post somewhere. This guy who said he was legit 5'8", he was like, I was at least 2 inches taller than Carmelo Hayes, who's like 5'6" at best. He's a small man, and a small man can never be the world champion or can never be the face of a company. It doesn't matter, right? If Rey Mysterio couldn't do it, you sure as shit know Carmelo Hayes isn't doing it. And I know now, like this idea, there's this weird comparison. They're like, oh, he's just like Ricochet, but he can talk. No, he isn't. He's absolutely nothing like Ricochet. Ricochet is 100 times more athletic than Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is just a random dude. He's like a Cedric Alexander. He's athletic on the level of a Cedric Alexander. He's not like a Ricochet or a Nathan Frazier or anything like that. He's not that kind of guy. He's like he's basically like your regular ass cruiserweight, right? But back in the day, cruiserweights were like Gregory Helms, who was like 6'1", right? Like Carmelo Hayes is like 5'6" apparently. So there you have it. What are you gonna say about that? Too many small wrestlers, and the hater doesn't like it. And with that being said, cucks, I'll probably see you tonight for the Raw review. Stay tuned, cuckolds.